Welcome to a special Tuesday night edition of Cripple in a Corner. Guess what? I'm Andy, and I'm actually in a corner. So you're asking yourself, Andy, why you're in a corner? I don't understand. I know the show's called Cripple in the Corner, but you're actually in a corner, so there must be a special reason. And you're right, it's cold outside, so I'm in a corner because all corners are 90 degrees. And that's right, this corner is pretty warm, so trying to stay warm because the palsy doesn't treat me very well whenever it's cold outside. So you're asking yourself, Andy, who's sponsoring this show this week? And that's right, folks. Who's sponsoring this show? Skittles. Because everybody likes to taste the rainbow. Just like my friend Brett, right? Brett Rutherford is a dude that I met at this roast I did this last Thursday night. He's a pretty cool guy, and I made a joke about him working for the Skittles factory. So give a little shout out to my buddy Brent and my other buddy Dustin. Those guys are cool guys. You guys should look them up on Facebook. They're my friends. They should be your friends too because they're cool. So it's a special edition of the show because I'm doing a special portion of this show. It's a Q&A. I had you guys ask me some questions on Facebook, and I'm going to answer those questions. So let me open my Facebook here and get to what I need to here. Let's see. Wait.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. It's a letter.
Oh, wait, that wasn't my Facebook. Hold on a second. Jeez Louise. This tablet, I tell you what, it's awesome though. Technology is great. So, my first question comes from 4-year-old Maddie. And if you remember, Maddie's that little girl that spanked my butt in that race, and she said, "Nana, nana, boo boo, I beat you." Yeah, that was her. So she's got a couple questions because kids are curious. So she wants to know, Uncle Andy, how'd you get palsy? She wants to know how I got cerebral palsy. Let me tell you right now, Maddie, the true way to get cerebral palsy is your stork definitely has to be drunk. That's just all there is to it. The stork was drinking. I'm pretty sure I wasn't swaddled very well in whatever that contraption is that he carries me in. So I bounced off the ground a couple times or rolled a couple times. And then I ended up in the basket in front of the door before they knocked on it kind of thing. So I'm pretty sure that's how I got cerebral palsy, was my stork was drunk and he needed to go to AA. So that's how that happened. Let's see. Her next question she had is, Uncle Andy, can you fly? Well, that's a great question because, as everybody knows, I'm a great Superman fan. And I've always wanted to fly. And I've only flown one time, Maddie, and that time was the time I tripped downstairs, and I just flew right down them. That's what happened there. Oh. And she wants to know, do dinosaurs poop? I don't know. I've watched a lot of episodes of Barney. You know, You Love Me, I Love You, We're a Happy Family. Never seen that dinosaur poop. I never saw the dinosaurs poop in Land Before Time. Yep. Even though that was a good movie. Jurassic Park. I'm pretty sure I saw some dinosaur poop in Jurassic Park. So, you want to watch that movie? I'm pretty sure it's evident that, yes, dinosaurs do poop. Great question, Maddie. Thanks for the questions. Let's see who else I've got here that asked some questions. Oh, let's see. Joshua Gazard. He's a guy I went to school with. He's a pretty cool guy. Josh wants to know, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, unfortunately, Josh, I don't know any woodchucks. I know a woodpecker. His name was Woody, that cartoon. Is a woodchuck the same as a lumberjack? I don't know. Last I knew, Siri had the answer to that, and she had some big, long-ass answer as far as how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So if you're a slave and love buying products no matter what they do with them, and you want to buy an apple and find that out through Siri, then I'd be happy to hear that answer. My Uncle Kevin Imlay from Seymour, Indiana, home of John Cougar Mellencamp, or that's where he was born. He wants to know, if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody hear it? I can guarantee you if I fell in the woods, you'd hear it, especially if I was up in a deer stand hunting and I fell out of the tree. You would definitely hear that. I'm pretty sure the only tree you would hear fall if it fell in the forest would be Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, if you've seen that movie. Basically, he would fall and he would say, I am Groot. You know, it would be great. John Allen was in the last episode of Cripple in the Corner a couple episodes ago. So, John Allen didn't ask me any questions, unfortunately. John Andrews did, though. John Andrews, what does he have to say? If you didn't know, John Andrews is a Kenny Rogers stunt double, so you should look him up on Facebook. He's a pretty cool guy. He likes riding motorcycles, right? He's awesome. So he wants to know, Andy, how often do you wear out your rubbers? Well, wait, that's not how he put it. He said, Andy, how often do you wear out your crutch tips? Sometimes I call them rubbers. Yeah, people look at me kind of weird. I'm like, hey, I'm here to get some rubbers, and they slap some condoms up on the counter, and I'm like, no, dude, crutch tips. And they're like, oh, why didn't you say so? So how often do I have to change those? Usually every 2 or 3 months, depending on how much running I do, depending on how many 4-year-olds I challenge to a race that I know I'm not going to win. That's how that goes, John. John's next question he had was, is there any good applications you have for your crutches in the winter? Well, guess what, John? Ice is ice, so it doesn't matter if I've got spears on the end of my crutches, which would be cool, even though they probably wouldn't let me take those in any public places because they're afraid I'll stab people. Is there any good ways? Well, just like your shoes, you got to have some sort of traction. So they do have some applications for that. I am looking into getting some of that stuff for my crutches. His other question was, Andy, do they make heated crutch tips? No, John, they don't, unfortunately. Not that I've seen, but it would be cool if they did. Like, put some batteries in my crutches, run some wires. If they can make the application work with like a 9-volt battery, I'm sure somebody would make some money. So there's an idea for somebody. Let's see what other questions I've got here. Oh, let's see. My uncle David Imlay from Nashville, Tennessee. He is a stunt double for Hagrid from Harry Potter, so you should look him up on Facebook. He's a pretty cool guy. He wants to know, he says, Andy, will Viagra make your legs stiff? I've never had to take Viagra, so I don't know if it'll make my legs stiff. I know cold weather makes my legs stiff, so if Viagra works like cold weather, then I guess it'd get my legs stiff. Maybe it wouldn't make my left knee or my right knee, but it could possibly make my weenie. So there we go. Maybe that's the answer. Who knows? Who knows? I've heard Viagra does cause blindness sometimes, so you might be careful with that. Yeah, be careful. Poke your eye out, right? You'll poke your eye out, kid, or you'll shoot your eye out. That's what he says in that movie. Okay, let's see what other questions I've got here. All right, I had a question asked to me today, actually, by a coworker of mine. He said, Andy, can you wipe your own ass? Well, if you watched my previous YouTube episode, where I was actually doing some sit-down stand-up comedy, I did talk about the fact that, yes, I do wipe my own ass. How I do it? Hell, it's even magical to me. I don't know. It would be awesome to have a bidet. Definitely, it would be cool to have one of those. I don't care what anybody says. I think that would be awesome. So you can think I'm weird or whatever, but my brother wanted to know, Andy, do all handicapped people have big bananas, you know? Do they have big trouser snakes? Honestly, I don't go around looking at those kind of things, even though this show is sponsored by Skittles. That doesn't mean that I do that kind of thing. So I don't have a lot of great knowledge and research in that. Other friends of mine might. They might be able to shed some light on that subject. But as far as what I know in my own personal experience, let's just say God has a sense of humor. So maybe that's the reason I walk a little funny. Maybe that's the reason I have to use crutches. Maybe the world will never know. Who knows? Only a select few people know the answers to that. So, guys, these were all great questions. If you want to ask me questions for the next episode of the show, All you have to do is look me up on Facebook, Andy Imlay, I-M-L-A-Y. Look me up, message me first so I know you're not some kind of creep trying to add me. Then you can join the Palsy Posse and you can be part of all these awesome videos when they happen. And guess what? Right below my finger, or maybe over here, or maybe over here, is a subscribe button, folks. That means you'll get an email every time I upload a fantastic video just like this one. So, thanks for watching this edition of Cripple in the Corner. I'm Andy, your Cripple in the Corner. Stay tuned for next time. Hey, and guess what? In 3 days, it's my birthday. So if you want to get me some presents, I'm cool with that too. Thanks, guys, and thanks for watching this show.